Shoulders. This is a muscle that when you develop, it's gonna get you more respect from the bros and more love from the 304s. And with so many exercises you can do to build them up, if I were to have to pick just one, it will have to be the Pike push-up. Now I love this move because it's very easy to get started. All you need is just your own body weight and a floor, and you're ready to start growing. Plus, it is very similar to its weightlifting cousin, the overhead press. And both of these movements actually work all three heads of your delts. But if you look very closely, you will notice that the front part of your shoulder tends to get a lot of the focus. But luckily, muchacho, later in this video, I'm going to share a technique that you can do to your pike presses that's going to allow you to activate all three heads a lot better. But before I talk about that, we got to go over some very basic stuff. And that is the fact that I noticed that a very common mistake that a lot of people make when they do the pike push-up is pressing straight up and down. This doesn't only look awkward as hell, but it shortens the range of motion of this movement and it's going to reduce the activation in your shoulders. And a better way to actually do it is instead of pressing up and down, you want to press diagonal. So doing this is going to increase your range of motion and going to make this movement feel a lot more natural. But honestly, this is still not good enough because one thing that's going to be holding you back from making a lot of gains from this exercise is your head. When doing a pike push-up, your head is going to be one of the biggest limiting factors because you can only go as low as the floor will allow you to go. And if you really think about it, doing this exercise is very similar to doing half reps with a shoulder press. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, you can definitely build muscle with half reps. But I think we all know that you're going to get way more gains if you take your shoulder through the full range of motion. And one simple way to do this is to put your hands on an elevated surface like parallettes. So doing this exercise on some parallettes is going to fix that range of motion problem. But honestly, we can still make this a whole lot better. And one way that a lot of people will think of doing this is by putting your feet on an elevated surface and doing elevated pike push-ups. These definitely make the exercise a lot harder because you're going to be pushing a lot more of your body weight. But they don't fix the underlying problem with the pike push-up. Because remember, muchachos, like I said earlier, this exercise tends to focus a lot on the front delt. And this happens because you are pushing in front of your body. But research has actually shown that when you press with your arms to your side, you're going to be activating more of your three heads. And this is why exercises like the behind the neck press have been shown to be superior. So using this logic, we can do something very similar with the pike push-up on the parallettes. But muchacho, honestly, we have a problem. Because even though scientifically they do say this movement is better for your shoulders, realistically, a lot of us don't have the mobility to actually do this. And if you're very stiff in your shoulders and you try to do this exercise, you might really jack your stuff up, man. Now, this doesn't mean that we can't get the benefits of this movement. In fact, it's a very nice workaround. And to do this, all you need is some rings. And you can do the variation called the wide ring pike push-ups. Oh, you guys know how much I love to play with my wood. I feel like the rings are one of the best tools you can do to get some rock hard muscles. And when you do the pike push-up on these, you're gonna get some nice good depth and the movement is gonna feel a lot more natural. Also, another great thing I love about the rings is that when you do almost any exercise on them, because of the instability, your muscles are gonna be working so much harder. So for me, this one is a definite win. You know, when I think about it, I haven't really seen that many people do wide ring pike push-ups. And I think we need to make it a lot more popular because I'm telling you, these things get your shoulders freaking burning. But I also still have to be honest because when it comes to building up 3D delts, I don't think you can do it with just one exercise. I definitely feel you need to hit the shoulders through multiple angles. And you also need to structure your program correctly to be able to get the best out of your shoulder training. So if you want to learn some more about that, watch this video right here where I dive deeper into shoulder training. So check it out and I'll see y'all over there. Peace.